Hey!
We got a ditty now.
Welcome back. This is Flexin podcast episode number 21. So not only
prime time episode.
Prime time, we're old enough to drink, and we have intro music. So that music is brought to you by John Wilkins Music, high quality music for affordable prices. I found him on Twitter, and I sent him a couple messages, and he sent us this cool intro music.
We're on our way.
We're on our way. It feels pretty official. So hopefully it sounds good. If it sounds terrible, I'll cut it and do something different next week. But I hope it sounds good, because otherwise this is going to get a really weird start to this podcast.
You're like, what music? What are you talking about?
Anyway, nice week. It was a busy week this week in sports. The first college football rankings came out. LSU and Alabama played today. A lot of stuff happened.
A lot of stuff,
man. It was a busy week. So, as we tend to do, you got what do you rather for us?
So, would you rather meet your child sports idol today or play your sports idol in his or her prime?
Play.
So, I'm assuming you want LeBron, right?
Yeah.
You'd want to play LeBron.
Yeah.
You. Who basketball isn't your best sport.
That's true. So, like, when they say meet, does that mean, like, what do you mean by meet, though? Like, if I mean...
I'm assuming it means, like, you have to have a little conversation with him, right?
That's hard.
What would you say to LeBron if you met him? Or would you just completely fangirl
out?
I
would fangirl so hard. Also,
he's 6'8", by the way.
He's a whole foot taller than me. Can I meet him in public, or we got to go someplace, like... He's got to come to my house where he can sit down.
That'd be dope.
That would be pretty cool.
I would never not talk about that.
Never.
So LeBron came into my house and like, dude, it was 6 years ago. Why are you still talking about it? He was in my house.
I initially say play against him in something, because I can then say, I got dunked on by LeBron.
Here, my problem with it is, so mine was obviously would be Kobe.
Sure.
My problem would be if I talked to him, I would never shut up. I just want to talk constantly, like talk to him. If I stop talking to you, you're gonna leave. So
that's a tough one. Yeah. Can I say I don't know?
TBD.
What do you guys think? Do you answer these would you rather questions? Tweet me, Facebook comments. If you so chose, you can answer them yourself if you want.
Would love your input.
So I would go to fun facts, but fun facts are going to carry into other stuff. So why don't we talk about corrections?
Okay.
So we were talking about the Athletic article that was about Dak Prescott being not natural.
It's Rain. Rain Prescott.
Rain not being naturally accurate. I said he wasn't naturally athletic, and he actually is an athletic quarterback. And after I said he's not naturally athletic, I then said that it would make Stephen A. Smith upset that somebody said that, and I meant Skip Bayless. So I messed the whole thing up. The whole thing was ruined. I hope you understood what I was trying to say.
I mean, I always do.
Well, you do, but
I know your heart's in the right spot.
You know, I have a heart. So the other correction we need to make is, do you remember a few weeks ago when the Cowboys got their asses kicked by the Jets?
Yep.
Okay, and I believe I said Sam Darnold had a shrunken spleen. It's actually enlarged. So after you have mono, your spleen is enlarged.
That makes more sense.
Right. And so I apologize for giving you medical information, but neither of us are doctors, so...
I see your PhD. Stop lying.
That is not mine. I stole that.
Oh.
Anyway.
Is that why Renner is written in Sharpie?
I just scribbled on the front of it. So, fun fact.
Here we go.
Lamar Jackson is the youngest quarterback to beat the Patriots since 2004. Big Ben.
It's not good company to be in.
I don't want to be in his company, no. He would definitely not be the one I want to meet.
Nah, I tell you what, especially if it was in a bathroom. Seriously.
No, Big Ben is a nice guy, I'm sure. The other bonus fun fact, LeBron James is currently rated as a top 10 defensive player in the NBA. Hopefully he can keep that up, bro. That's going to be good.
I mean, about time, you know.
About time? You mean he took a year off? Leave him alone.
About time.
A boot? Hey, Canadians, am I right? So, busy week this week. Let's start with... So, Stephen A. and LeBron James has said something very interesting, and I think you're going to love it.
Here we go.
You know Florida State fired their head coach.
Prime time?
Yep.
I almost texted Randy, another mutual friend of ours who's a huge Florida State fan. I almost texted him, asked him about that.
He's coaching his son in high school right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is he a good coach?
From the clips I've seen, yeah, he's a pretty good coach.
At the very least, bro, you're going to get a lot of people to come to Florida State.
Right, at least. And he don't take any shit. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Even he had his kid running laps because he was messing up. He's a good coach, it seems like. And he's a good motivator. There's a little Snapchat thing you can watch. It's following them through their high school season this year.
What's his son's name?
Shiloh?
Thank God. I hate these mega athletes that name their kids Junior.
Oh no, it's Shiloh or
looking at you, LeBron.
Or Show. It's something.
You're an asshole for that.
So is Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
That's like so the two greatest basketball players of all time.
Yeah.
One having to be the greatest of all time, and it's
number two.
And it's
your son has to go by.
And he played basketball for a little bit.
Bronny.
It's terrible. Right?
Yeah, you can't.
Also, do you know why he goes by Bronny and wears number 0? Because he doesn't want to be linking to his dad.
But who's number 0?
Who's LeBron James Jr.?
That's LeBron James Jr. Any relation? No.
He wears number 0. It can't be the same kid.
I mean, I guess you want to like branch your own path.
Oh, for sure.
I get it.
He's looking good though. You know him and Zaire Wade play on the same team?
Yeah, they did that on purpose, right?
Yeah, of course. Can
we talk about how Zaire Wade is a way better name than LeBron James Jr.?
100%.
I like the name Zaire. You don't like it?
No, it's whatever. Hold on. So,
don't be like that.
Do we want to talk about college football? What are you thinking?
We can talk about college football.
Actually, let's not talk about college football yet. Let's talk about the Jets. So remember a couple weeks ago during the trade deadline, and there was talks between the Jets and the Cowboys about maybe trying to trade for Jamal Adams.
Yeah.
Do you remember that the trade got hung up on later draft picks? You know the Jets asked for Zach Martin in the trade?
So the Cowboys put the phone on mute, laughed for a solid 2 minutes, and then came back and was like, No.
Yeah. What I'm trying to think how you think that's gonna go.
I'm telling you, I think the Jets,
they're trying to put the price up so high. But if you offer Zach Martin and a first round pick,
I'm taking that.
I'm running to the commissioner with look, sign this.
Hey, approve this, please. Thanks.
Right now. That was a dumb ask by the Jets.
I think they did it on purpose.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I think they were kind of blowing this out of proportion.
It's not that the Cowboys offered him. But
no, I'm saying in the Jets' perspective.
Yeah.
I think that's why, again, like we said that last week, that I think they asked for so much because they were not interested in trading Jamal Adams at all.
And they're like, yeah, okay, watch this. We'll ask for Zach Martin.
Yeah.
And then if they would have said yes, they would have been like,
shit, we didn't.
Are you
looking around like, I didn't think we'd get here.
Oh, it's an accident. But yeah, so I thought that was a little bit interesting. So let's see. We could go here. We can go there. Let's talk about the NCAA real quick.
You want to talk about Chase Young real quick?
That's what we're going to talk about. Very good.
I'm in your mind right now.
So there's two things I want to talk about. So Chase Young is
defensive end, outside linebacker hybrid, plays for Ohio State.
It's probably going to be the number 1 pick this year.
Regardless of what happens.
Oh, 100%. But also, what happened was nothing.
It's stupid.
So he is being held out of this game. He came to his coaches and said, "Hey, I borrowed money from a family friend. I've paid it all back, but I did borrow money from a family friend to have my girlfriend come watch me play football."
It was last year.
Last year.
In the bowl game? Yeah.
And so he would have been a sophomore. And he paid the money back to the person he borrowed the money from. But he told Ohio State this year, since he told them, they're like, look, we're going to hold you out because we don't know if there could be sanctions. The NCAA is thinking about suspending him for the whole season. So if you missed what I said, he borrowed money from a family friend and paid it all back. He didn't take money
for a plane ticket.
Right, that's it.
That's all it was. It was a plane ticket.
He didn't.
So his girlfriend
could
watch him play football
because he doesn't have money
in the Rose Bowl. I'd like to hear the argument for somebody that thinks that what he did was wrong.
So who was I talking to? I was talking to a friend of mine, a family friend.
Did you also borrow money from them for a plane ticket?
I have borrowed money, but I watched their house and I lived there for a while. So, but he was like, so what do you do with, for example, football on Notre Dame? The money it generates pays for every single scholarship for kids to go there.
Okay.
How do you?
I don't believe that, but okay.
It definitely does.
Yeah, and then some.
But how do you make it them like get paid for their likeness? You know what I mean? Like for example, how does the tennis player who's on scholarship?
They get all the money from jersey sales. They get to sign autographs and sell them. They get to do all that. It's not that hard.
So they get a scholarship, a full ride scholarship, and then they collect money on top of it.
Yeah. Either that, or I'll go somewhere else where that'll happen. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm not. I was just using Notre Dame's
example. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
And he was talking about how
the NCAA football, Division I football, is $1 billion industry,
and March Madness is $1 billion industry.
A lot of these kids aren't going to go to the next level, man. You know what I mean? What is it?
For
270 sure, picks in the draft.
276 or something.
Let's say even with the supplemental draft, let's go 320.
Sure.
320 kids get drafted in the NFL every year.
I think at the start of training camps, there's 1,600 players in the NFL.
Okay. There's way more than that in the NCAA.
Oh, I understand.
Why not make money?
I think that they're doing the right thing. Well, they're being forced to do the right thing. I think paying college athlete is the way to go. Don't get me wrong. But logistics are going to be a problem.
I'm not saying they need to make NFL-type money.
No.
Because you also have to factor in the fact that you're going to school for free.
You have to factor that in, and you have to factor in the fact that the football player who can go sell his jerseys and stuff, what is the swimmer going to do?
Right.
Those things are going to be a problem because they feel like they should get paid too, I'm sure.
But are swimmers packing stadiums full of people to go watch them swim?
No, I understand.
It's not equivalent. Literally, you have football. I think you have football, basketball, and then everything else is like
it's way down,
there.
Except for like maybe a couple years ago,
certain colleges have really good baseball teams.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Vanderbilt last year or 2 years ago won the.
I know Notre Dame's got a good hockey program.
Yeah, the hockey program's pretty good there.
But like, they're not generating
and absolutely not
football money.
No, I mean. I don't know. It's he made me think about it.
I don't think they I don't think they deserve like paychecks.
But for example, they should get a cut of jersey sales.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like for instance, like Zion last year. That's what to me that is what started this serious conversation. It's kind of been like grumbling around, but you've never really had like a case for it.
Sure.
Till last year when Zion got hurt. Because look, if he's like hurt like done. Which he still hasn't played a game in the NBA.
Right.
He makes nothing. And Duke made a shit ton of money on him. Like bring in the dump trucks money.
Multiple.
And he would have got not a dime.
So the other one is there was a tweet by Field Yates on Twitter. They're like a sporting account. And it said the potential number 1 pick in the NFL draft was suspended for accepting a loan that he paid back in full from a family friend. The potential number 1 pick in the NBA draft was ruled ineligible because his current coach helped his family move while he was in high school. And he's suspended indefinitely. Because apparently that's...
I'm assuming he had already committed to Duke?
No, Memphis.
Oh, Memphis. Anyway.
So Penny Hardaway is the coach of Memphis. And
I did not know that.
Well, now you do.
You know Penny's real name?
Dime.
Amferny.
Yeah, I do remember that now that you say that.
Not Anthony.
Amferny. So here's how I think that went, right? Before dude had committed anywhere, Penny Hardaway is like, hey, or like, it's a family friend. So he's like, hey, you're moving, I got you, I'm there. He helps him move. Penny Hardaway then becomes the coach of Memphis, and he just happens to pick Memphis as a college. Like, you remember in The Blind Side where they were like, well, did you go there because they wanted you to go there type shit? What if he just went there because he liked Memphis?
Or what if he had a soft spot for Penny Hardaway?
He probably did.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it made his choice going to Memphis a little bit easier.
So, for example, what if Coach K's kid went and played for Duke? Or Roy Williams' son, I think, played for him.
No, they wouldn't say that. Because then, of course he would want to go play for his dad, blah, blah, blah. I guess it's different. I don't know. I get what you're trying to say, but...
If Penny Hardaway was already the head coach of Memphis...
Right.
And went and did it, maybe...
How long has he been the head coach there?
I don't have any idea.
A nanosecond.
Maybe I can look it up.
That's aggressive.
I can look it up next week, too.
Yeah, let's just do that.
So I don't know, man. I feel like both of those things should be no big deal, and they should be playing their games
No,
as
I
soon
agree.
as possible.
I agree.
It's just silly to me.
Now, because now you're robbing the fans.
You're
because
robbing
you're
the
being
fans.
because you're stupid rules.
But how many NFL teams are really mad that Chase Young's not going to play?
I don't think a lot.
No, they're probably like, I mean, if he has to sit out.
You've already seen enough on tape for him to go number one.
Exactly.
And you know now that he's going to sit out, he's going to be a part of the combine.
Yep.
So now you're going to be able to get his real numbers. Hey, I think he goes who has the number one pick? The Dolphins won, ladies and gentlemen.
I got to live. We'll talk about it. But the Dolphins did pick up a win over the Jets. Okay. Anyway, so the other thing I want to talk about is let's go to AB.
Oh yeah.
So
okay.
Antonio Brown lost his damn mind.
He's all year.
He's been lost his mind, but he has a meeting this coming week. When the podcast airs, it should be the meeting is on Wednesday or Thursday, I think. The
NFL.
With the NFL. He's going to the league office to have his talk. He tweeted.
So what is the talk? What is
his side of the story.
Of the allegations?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they don't have his first tweet on here. That is sad. So anyway, he tweets after it comes out that he's having this meeting. He tweets, "Fuck the NFL. I'm only going down there to clear my name, and then you can go fuck yourselves.
I'm never playing in the NFL again.
They're racist. They've been using my blood, sweat, and tears to make money."
Okay. Show me where the NFL is racist. Because let's be completely blunt and honest with ourselves. The NFL has to be like 90% African American, right?
It's probably like 75%, 80%.
Yeah, but like the big name people?
A lot of them are black,
Okay.
African American. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm not wrong. I totally agree with you.
And they're putting them front and center too.
Oh,
They're not like
oh yeah.
They're not like shoving them to the back.
And so he tweets that, and then he deletes the tweet, and then says, "I'm just very frustrated right now with the false allegations and slander to my name. I love football and I miss it. I just want to play, and I'm very emotional about that. I am determined to make my way back to the NFL."
You know what happened? This publicist called him, gave him a Harry Potter howler, screaming at him over the phone. Was like, "What in the hell are you doing?
Like, you idiot.
You are retarded."
No, he's actually mentally unstable.
Oh, for sure.
And if I'm the NFL, I read, so, like, I'm not, no. Also, if you really are that upset about the slander done to your name, why weren't you in the league office 8 weeks ago?
Right.
What the fuck were you
Why
doing?
did you take so long?
Why did you fuck around and leave Oakland, and then you left New England? No, if you were really that upset about it, you'd go to the NFL. You don't have to wait for a meeting. You could go knock on their door.
Yeah, if AB knocks on the door, you're going to open it, right?
Right, and he has to be like, explain his side of the story, fine. But if you want to clear your name and it's that important to you, you would have been done it already.
It's been a very rough year for AB. I think he finally cracked. Or, I think he's been cracked, but now Pittsburgh did such a great job of covering it up.
Oh, yeah.
That now we see it. So I feel like, Mike Tomlin's like sitting back and just laughing to himself right now.
You know, he's like 4-4, LOL, I don't care. This is fantastic.
You see this bullshit?
This is what I was dealing with for years. And the
only thing that bums me out about the whole Pittsburgh thing, the whole Pittsburgh saga, was that people were lumping Le'Veon in with AB, and it was two totally different. Like, we haven't heard shit from Le'Veon.
Nothing. He just goes and plays football.
All he wanted to was get paid.
Right. And he was more than deserving.
Yeah.
And they were doing that thing that is going to be a problem for running backs.
Yep.
Is you're going to get franchise tagged until you can't play anymore, and then they're going to let you go.
No,
so,
you think about it. You get 5 years, and then you get two franchise tags. If
you're a first-round pick.
Yeah. You get 5 years, and then 2 franchise tags. That puts you at 28.
Yeah, depending on how old you are when you come in. I mean, and not that 28's old, but
for a running back, it is.
It's a lot of time.
You have Adrian Petersons out there that are rare, for your Frank Gores
who are a million.
But they're still producing.
Right. So Antonio Brown, it's just, you can't say either. One of the two things is happening. One of those tweets was the truth. Either he feels that way about the NFL.
Oh, for sure the first one was the truth.
Right, it has to be.
Yeah.
Because he's like,
His publicist for sure called, not publicist, his agent.
His agent, his handler, his nephew, somebody called him.
His mom, I hope it was his mom. Just cussed him out. Antonio, I swear.
Anyway, so I just, what? I don't understand. He has to be mentally unstable, right? Because all he had to do was show up for practices, and then he was going to make $30 million.
Yep.
All he had to do was be quiet for 3 days, and New England was going to owe him $10 million.
Well, yeah, if you saw that he posted his bank account on social media. Something's wrong with the guy.
He needs to have like
somebody close to him that really genuinely cares about him, not just the fact that he's making a lot of money.
Which is part of the problem.
Sit him down and say, listen, man.
Yeah, we got to talk.
We need you to get your stuff together because we're worried about you.
Yeah. I mean, the bouts of rage.
Outside of how I feel about him, like what his antics on the field, I really genuinely hope he goes and gets help.
He needs it.
He definitely needs.
It's sad. It really is sad.
If tomorrow he checked into like a mental hospital.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I'd be like, good. Because you clearly need it.
Absolutely. So let's go to the NBA.
Here we go.
Hold
on. Let's can we stay on the NFL for a second?
Sure.
So I saw something that said that Cam Newton.
Yes.
Let's talk about Cam Newton.
Let's talk about him. My dream.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, there's a lot of talk in the NFL that the Panthers are going to let him go.
Yes.
Because they'll save $19 million against the cap.
It'll only cost him $2 million.
Yeah. So I get it. So I was sitting back and I was thinking, and I was going through the divisions in football, and I made a list of the top 5 teams
who could get Cam
that I think he could go to.
Okay.
You want to hear them?
Yep.
You sure?
Yep.
No particular order.
Sure.
But I will say Chicago.
Yeah,
I think Chicago's a legit shot. I'll kind of save my my shocker for last.
Sure.
Tampa Bay.
Okay, maybe.
Because they're kind of up in the air.
Yeah.
Imagine what Mike Evans would do with an arm like
Jeez, oh Pete.
Killer Cam. Denver. That one's easy.
100% Denver. Tennessee. You got Tennessee on there?
No, I think they're going to stick with Tannehill. Let's just
over Cam.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't think he's going to want to go to Tennessee.
No. Wow. Good defense. Good running back.
Yeah. Over Chicago?
No.
You know what I mean? Cincinnati.
Ooh, him and AJ Green. Dog,
they're going to pay him. Either pay him or let him walk.
They need to let him go.
He literally said, he's like, I'm not doing a 1-year deal. You either pay me or let me go.
Yeah, 100%.
So, I said Denver?
Yeah.
Okay, last team. Cleveland.
No, dog, no.
Why not?
There's no way.
He's never had weapons like Odell Beckham Jr.
No,
and Jarvis Landry.
No.
He's never had an offense set up like that.
No, but the offensive line's still bad.
I mean, he's used to getting smacked around. It's fine.
But Baker Mayfield, they're not going to get rid of Baker after 3 years.
I would.
I mean, I would too. I wouldn't have drafted him.
If you're Cleveland, you have to at least make a call and judge and see his interest level, right?
Yeah, sure.
I literally went division by division, and I was trying to be realistic about it.
I don't think Cleveland's realistic though, man. Because if they fire Freddie Kitchens, they're going to give him at least another year with a coach.
They better not fire Freddie Kitchens.
His name is Freddie Kitchens.
But they gave him the job.
Because Baker was like, I like Kitchens, so we'll go with that.
I'll tell you what Baker needs to do. Shave that stupid mustache.
Bro, do you know?
Grow a goatee.
He came to the stadium in a full beard, shaved it to the handlebar, okay, lost, and then shaved it to just the mustache.
Because he said he didn't deserve the handlebars.
Yeah.
You don't deserve anything. So
he did not look good. He looked defeated.
He looks rough all year.
And, yeah.
A lot of people are saying the only reason that he looked good at the end of last year was their schedule.
It had a big part to do with it,
yeah. Look at him. He literally has two of the best wide receivers in the league.
And apparently, according to some people like I'm just throwing a name out, Skip Bayless, says that the reason he's doing so bad is because of Odell Beckham. That he is so locked in, I have to get the ball to Odell. When he's throwing the ball to nobodies, he's better because he can just make decisions. But because of Odell, he's not just making rapid-fire decisions.
I kind of get what he's hinting at.
I understand what you're saying. But
it's hard to have a number one wide receiver and not want to throw to him.
You're telling me the team is worse because you have better players. That's what you said.
No, I think what he's trying to say is it's making him a worse quarterback.
Oh, well.
Because
that's on Baker then.
Yeah.
That means Baker's not a good quarterback.
Yeah.
So when Peyton Manning had Marvin Harrison, was he bad?
No, but I'm saying he said it wrong. But I think I know what he meant to say.
I understand. But the thing is like...
No, it's for sure. It's not Odell's fault. It's Baker's fault.
And also, how many touchdowns do you think Odell has this year?
I know the answer.
The answer is one. And you know what it was? An 80-yard slant that he scored on his own.
Renfro for Oakland.
Hunter Renfro.
Who sounds like a Scooby-Doo saying a wrong name. has more touchdowns than Odell Beckham Jr.
Correct. And how many times do you think Odell's been targeted in the red zone the whole season? 3. So you're telling me you get inside the 20, you have the most talented wide receiver in the NFL. Not the best, just the most talented. And you're just not going to give him attempts?
So who do you blame for Cleveland?
Dog,
there's 2 people that you automatically
it's the head coach
point
of the quarterback.
Either Freddie Kitchens or Baker. I personally think it goes beyond that. When you traded
your offensive lineman
for
Olivia Vernon, who hasn't done anything.
Exactly.
But you didn't know because Olivia Vernon had a good year the year before.
I don't care. You never trade an offensive lineman, a starting guard.
Yeah, and who was really good at pass blocking.
For anybody. It makes no sense.
But see, here's the thing. If they keep Ziegler, can they still get Odell?
Yeah, that was a different trade.
I know, but I don't know. I'm just saying it seems like a 2-part deal. So what if you keep Ziegler and get Odell? Ziegler, something, I don't know.
Is it Zeitler?
I don't know.
Whatever.
It's something. I'm not good with names.
It's a good guard. How about that?
For sure. And but come on, Daniel Jones. Remember when he started out and the head coach was banging his chest? Yeah, we knew how good he was when we got him.
Did you?
I haven't heard anything since he leads the league in turnovers.
Yep.
Freaking Danny Dimes. That name came out too early.
Speaking of which, I saw a clip of Peyton Manning. You know how he breaks down film.
Yeah.
He's like, he was breaking down Jimmy Garoppolo throw, and he was saying on a what do you say? I can't remember what he called it, but he's like refused to say dimes. He's like, I don't know where that came from. I don't like it. I was like,
Trent Dilfer. Dilfer's dimes.
Well, he's.
You remember that? I haven't heard.
Dilfer's never thrown a dime in his life. Go ahead.
I can't.
Exactly.
I got nothing.
Did you know he played for San Francisco? Forgot.
Did not know that.
I saw him in a San Francisco jersey, and I was like,
he has a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, the same way Mark Madsen has an NBA championship. Just being a part of the team.
Just along for the ride.
Juwan Howard.
So, let's talk about the UFC, man.
You talk about it?
Yeah, dog.
Masvidal?
So UFC 244. This is 243. I don't remember. I think I meant to change it in my notes. I think it's 243. Anyway, the
240. Who cares?
The BMF title: Jorge Masvidal versus Nate Diaz.
What is up the BMF title?
Baddest motherfucker. So when Nate Diaz called out Jorge, he said the winner. This is going to be to decide who's the baddest motherfucker in UFC. And Dana White was like, "I like that." Made a belt up, and then The Rock was so dope with it. The Rock's like, that is so cool. And Jorge was like, hey, you want to put the belt on me when I win? And he was like, absolutely.
Yes.
And then Jorge went out and won, and The Rock
Masvidal. Although I don't really like the finish.
So did you see the cuts, though?
Yeah, I saw the cuts.
You could see Nate's eye through the top of the cut, dog.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Because Dana White was like, I wasn't sure about it, and then I saw him backstage, and I could see his eyeball, and I was like, maybe it was a good idea. And now Nate Diaz is a bad motherfucker. He wanted to keep fighting. Don't get me wrong.
Right. I don't want to talk about the fight. Masvidal won. That's dope. I want to talk about the presser after.
Where he's eating his pizza?
What did he say?
About what?
Conor.
Okay, yeah, he tore Conor's ass apart. So they asked Masvidal, they're like, hey, so Conor McGregor's coming back January 18th. What do you think about fighting him after that fight? He's like...
You have to link the interview in there.
I will, I'll link it. He's like... You want me to fight Conor?
He was like, who? He's like, man, that little dude don't want none of me.
He said, the president's company, Dana White, said I'm too much man for him. He can't handle me. I'm too much man. And he's sitting there eating pizza.
And he's like, you know what I would do to him? He's like, I know he was sitting at home.
Hoping she was cheering for Nate.
For Nate, because he don't want me. And I was like...
And he was like...
He's like, I'll beat the shit out of that little dude.
He talks so much shit. In the other interview, so Darren Till is obviously a UFC fighter because that's what we're talking about right now. But he came out and won his fight. I think he had been knocked out previously. So it took him a fight, and he's working through the rounds. I think he ends up getting a knockout victory. So he was late to... He had a rough week, right? He flies in. His plane was late. He didn't get to do interviews early in the day. Like, he's just worn out. And he's sitting there doing interviews after his win. He didn't even go shower, dog. He's still sitting there shirtless talking to the media. And he's going... So the interview's like... He didn't do a long... He was like 20 minutes. But part of the interview, he's like talking about, I'm not scared of nobody. I'll fight anywhere at any time. I'm just, I lost, but I'm gonna make it up. I'm gonna go climb back the ranks. I'm gonna win a championship. I'll fight anybody anywhere. And then like 2 minutes goes by, and somebody's like, "So what about Yoel Romero?" And he's like, "Fuck that guy." He's like, "I don't want no parts of Yoel Romero."
Really?
It was so funny. It wasn't even 2 minutes. It might be 30 seconds between him saying, "I'm not scared of nobody," to "fuck Yoel Romero." And if you don't know who Yoel Romero is, do yourself a favor, look up Yoel Romero versus Paulo Costa. That's one of the scariest fights I've ever seen, and neither of them got knocked out. They were throwing all power.
They were throwing all of it.
The whole kitchen sink, and both of them just kept coming. It was the scariest fight. Oh my goodness, dog. Yoel Romero's 37, built like an absolute brick house.
So, I just remembered another thing about that Conor McGregor thing.
Yeah.
He said, hey, you see him picking fights with old men because those are the ones he knows he can win. And I was like, Jesus.
Bro, he was tearing Conor apart.
Can we talk about how cool of a name Jorge Masvidal is?
If your name is Jorge Masvidal, you have to be a
You
fighter.
have to be a fight. Yeah, you can't. You can't be an accountant. Jorge Masvidal in my office.
Yeah, I'm not calling Masvidal anywhere. He is fantastic. And
he might be my favorite fighter right now.
Right now, yeah. The shit talk is great. He's just...
John Jones... If he could stay off the drugs.
He stayed off the drugs. He can't get a fight. That's his problem. Nobody wants to... Not only does nobody want to fight him, but, like, the option was there. He should move up to heavyweight. But the problem with John Jones is twofold. One, so we're in an era in the UFC now where winning a championship belt in 2 different weight classes has a higher meaning and elevates you more. But the problem with John Jones is he's literally the perfect light heavyweight.
Yeah.
Light heavyweight's 205. John Jones probably walks around at 225 at most if he's out of shape. And so he doesn't have to hardly cut weight, so he's always strong. And going up in weight, he doesn't think he could go up. I think he could make the limit. I think the lowest you can weigh is like 230 or something.
Yeah, but then you're putting yourself at disadvantage.
Right,
Like, look
he's
at
slowing down a little
when Brock
bit.
fought, he was like, what, 275?
The max you have to be is 265. You can be is 265. So technically, when he weighed in, he was 265. That doesn't mean that's what he weighed when he got in the octagon.
Yeah.
But when you weigh in...
Went home and ate 3 steaks, and then...
Well, you don't go home, but you go to the hotel. Either way.
Whatever.
So, John Jones, if he fights somebody like Stipe, who's also probably a little light, like 240, he could probably fight Stipe. He doesn't want to fight Derek Lewis, who's going to be 280 at heavyweight. But he also can't go to welterweight because then he has to cut 20 pounds. And he's used to cutting 20. He'd have to cut 40 pounds because he'd have to go to 220 down to 185. So that just doesn't make sense for him. So he's kind of in a...
He's the guy that just needs to stay in his division. And stay off the fucking drugs.
Hey, he hasn't taken drugs in at least 2 years.
That you know of.
Correct.
He's probably cutting up a line right now.
Cocaine doesn't count.
Cocaine's not a drug.
Come on. That's just a party thing.
You're stupid.
But yeah, so UFC 244 was great. The Rock he was so humble and so...
I love The Rock so much.
He's amazing. And he came out and he was like talking to the guys, and you could see he could tell he didn't like the finish either. He was like, he slapped the belt on him and he stepped back, like he didn't want to be the center of attention at all.
I like that.
He was just there to do what he was asked to do. He didn't show it up. He didn't do he didn't do none of that. He just came out.
No, he did that in the weigh-ins though.
Did he?
Could you imagine being live and hearing him say that?
No. I would be so excited. The hairs on the back of your neck are standing up.
The hairs I don't even have. I would grow some so there would be more.
Oh, man, that would be so cool. Can I meet The Rock? Can that be my sports question?
That might be...
that would be
he'd
pretty
be up
dope.
there.
That'd be pretty cool. Anyway, so
that means you would have to wrestle The Rock in his prime? When is The Rock's prime?
It's true. Right now?
Yeah,
I would sell a people's elbow like you would not believe.
Oh, I'm dying. Rock bottom, I'm seizuring as I hit. So since we're talking about wrestling...
Yeah, let's talk about wrestling. You said you wanted to tell me something about the Fiend.
Crown Jewel. So for those of you, obviously,
let's talk about Crown Jewel first.
Okay.
Forced. So let me talk about Crown Jewel first from my perspective.
Go ahead.
So Crown Jewel, last fight, last man, false count anywhere. Seth Rollins and the Fiend. We talked about this last week. They swapped the belt. The Fiend actually won, took the belt, which we talked about. They maybe called it because Kane got hurt and they wanted Brock to move. Okay. They actually had planned a double turn. That match was going to end with Seth Rollins becoming a heel and the Fiend becoming face.
He is a face.
Who? Just because he wears a mask doesn't mean he's a face. That's rude.
Fiend.
He's not the face.
Everyone cheers for him.
Yeah.
He's a face.
Yeah, and everybody boos Seth Rollins, but he's still the good guy. technically in their world. So here's my thing.
No, he's not. Stop stomping on people. How about that?
Okay, but no. Why would you want the Fiend, the scary axe murderer, to be a face?
I don't know.
I don't understand that logic.
WWE doesn't know what they're doing.
You want him to be cheered, but he's going to be cheered one way. Like, the Undertaker wasn't a face, or he wasn't technically a heel.
He wasn't either.
Right. So that's what the Fiend should be.
You just want to see... I think that's what he is. I think that's what he is.
Right.
In-betweener.
He's a tweener.
He's a tweener.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought that tidbit was interesting about Crown
That's
Jewel.
stupid.
I agree.
So...
Crowneth Jewel.
I know you brought it up last time. Was it last week we talked about it?
Yeah.
The week before. Where a lot of people didn't come back from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, they got stuck.
So...
Allegedly.
There's theories going around.
Yes.
As to why they were stuck there.
Yeah. Are you ready?
So...
I've heard rumor.
I am going to butcher this guy's last name. I'm just going to say that. Because it's special. So according to former announcer Hugo Stavinovic...
Sanvinovich.
Whatever. You can't just make stuff up. It wasn't a case of flight issues.
It was not.
Rather, it was a case of Vince canceling the television feed in Saudi Arabia over reportedly $300 to $500 million that was owed for the 2 shows that they put on. He hadn't gotten paid. Savinovich went on to say that the Saudi prince removed the WWE superstars off the flight before it took off because of the cancellation. Lastly, Vince was already gone before, so that a lot of people in the locker room were pissed off at Vince.
Yeah, he left their ass there, and it was about money. But he did get paid, and they extended the contract.
I bet they did.
Yeah, they signed for like 2 guaranteed more years.
I wrote that down yesterday before I went to Friday, I think, and I've read some other things that say that's not true, but that one sounds more realistic than that mechanical issues.
It was not mechanical issues. I can guarantee you that for a fact. It was not mechanical issues. It was they were being held back because they hadn't been paid, and the Saudi prince wouldn't let them leave. That's the closest thing I've heard to being accurate. The What Culture Wrestling on WWE or on YouTube, go look him up. Simon's
my favorite.
He's amazing. I watch Ups and Downs every week. I watch Ups and Downs for AEW.
You know, he tried to go pro wrestling.
He does still.
Does he?
Yeah, he does the indie scene.
I know he got hurt real bad not too long ago.
But so
he's a big dude.
Oh, he's huge. But so I had heard similar things to that. I am really disappointed in the WWE that they want to continue to do business with the Arabs and their oil money. But
Vince, all he sees is green.
$500 million? Yeah, I can see why.
Your morals are easier to swallow when there's 3 commas in it.
So, I mean, it is interesting.
2.
So, the Fiend attacked Daniel Bryan. Did you have a theory on that?
So, yeah. So, apparently, he's going back in his former feuds that he's had when he was just Bray Wyatt.
Has there been any proof of that?
Kane?
He had a feud with Kane when he was Bray Wyatt?
I mean, he attacked him in the ring with the mandible claw. He's been kind of going back on his own.
I meant as he was Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. Him and the person I'm going to talk about after that.
The Undertaker?
Yeah. So they're saying that he's going back down
his list.
He's taking them all back out.
Okay.
There's one feud that he had with somebody. He already had a feud with his brother Kane. He already kind of took him out.
Yeah.
People are thinking that you might be setting up for what I already said might happen. The Fiend versus The Undertaker. Here's my problem with that, though. It's like 6 years too late for this to happen.
They already did it, and
Undertaker
won.
Not The Fiend.
No.
Yeah. What better way to pass the mantle from the Phenom to the Fiend than the Fiend beating the Phenom? WrestleMania. For the title.
Here's why. Because first of all, without hesitation, the Fiend wins that match.
Yep.
Because the Undertaker's not a full-time guy. He's not going to take the belt.
Yeah.
Now that is in April.
Here's why I think it would work.
I'll wait.
Taker comes back at Rumble. Okay. He wins the Royal Rumble.
Ooh.
At entrant number 30, whatever you want to do.
Surprise entrant.
Yep.
So he's guaranteed a match at.
Yep. That's how you book it. He wins. And then you kind of build that. Who's he gonna pick? Type shit.
And he's gonna.
Maybe the Fiend tries to do his little thing where he shows up The lights turn off.
And the Undertaker lightning bolts and turns lights back on.
Or he shows up in the... Like, Undertaker's in the middle of the ring cutting a promo. Lights go out. Comes back on. The Fiend's standing in the middle of the ring, but the Undertaker just dipped out.
That wouldn't look good.
No, like, because, like, you're playing mind games. It's like he's sitting in the middle of the ring. You cut the lights out on his promo to try to attack him.
And he can't find him.
Boom.
He's like, what? And then the Undertaker, like, finishes his promo somewhere else.
Or shows up on the ramp.
That'd be cool.
My only problem with that, like I said, Taker's, and you brought it up too. It's not believable. You know the Fiend's going to win at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But I'm saying
it's still fun storytelling.
If you beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania, that kind of solidifies.
Did they do that for Roman Reigns?
He was already. I mean, you knew he was going to win too.
And Brock?
I did. I still to this day don't really like that Brock beat the streak.
I don't like it either.
That's the one streak they should have left alone.
Just let him have it?
Yeah. But
retire with it?
But for the most... Okay, so I know you heard Paul Heyman shoot.
His shoot is my favorite. And I know it's not real, but it's my favorite.
He wants to... What I think was going to happen is the Undertaker was going to win that match.
But he got concussed.
But I think he got messed up somewhere.
He was bad.
Somewhere in that fight, somebody made the call and was like, hey, he's dead on his feet. Have Brock F5 him, 1, 2, 3, shock everybody. But in reality, it's because Taker can't finish the match.
No, I agree. Yeah. It's just sad.
It is, but if anybody were to beat it, it's believable that it's Brock.
Exactly. Which is why you have who can you have squash Brock other than Goldberg?
Right.
It's not believable if
the squasher of people.
Right. Like yeah, he did have another match against Dolph Ziggler, which was amazing. He speared Dolph Ziggler like 4 times. Anyway,
because he kept getting up talking
let's
shit.
Run over a couple NFL games. Oh, hey, so Chris Carter left Fox.
Mo told me he got fired.
Nah, dog. Not what
Why?
So what I heard
about
was,
it? You got something?
I just made a note to remind myself.
Maybe if I was patient and let you talk.
Right. So what happened was, what I've heard was they were doing a special. I think it's a Thursday night show that they were going to do on Fox, and he wanted to be a part of it, and they were like, no. We don't pick you to be a part of it or whatever.
Who's on it?
I don't know. I don't watch Fox like that. I don't really care. But I do watch First Things First, and he was on that show. And I was like, man, I haven't seen Chris Carter in a minute. Like, he must be on vacation or he's sick or something. And then I read that he was escorted out by security.
Who did he get into it with?
The bosses. He went out, and I guess my thought process is he got in a huge argument, and they're like, he's like, put me on the show. They're like, no. He's like, well, fuck y'all, and he left, and he got escorted out by security to go clean out his desk, and he left with a box. Like October 30th was the last time he was on the show.
So he's going to show up on SportsCenter soon, or not ESPN soon, right?
Yeah, probably. But I was like, dang, that sucks. It was just because I watched that show a lot, so it's weird. Just they got Chris Canty instead of Chris Carter. It's not the same.
You can't. Yeah.
You can't just go from Chris to Chris and act like nobody's going to notice.
No, you can't go from CC to CC.
Come on. It's not the same.
We know what you're doing.
So, yeah, that sucks. But anyway, just a small little tidbit if you care about that kind of stuff. Let me double check.
They made it through wrestling, so.
All right. So, it's time. Let's talk about load management. So.
No, preference it by saying what happened with Kawhi first.
So, Kawhi Leonard.
We're what? 9 games in?
8 games into the season. So 3 weeks into the season, Kawhi Leonard is missing his second game of the season for a knee injury. The first game of a back-to-back. It was the home against the Bucks, and then the Trailblazers came to town, I believe. So according to the NBA, it's not. They've set a rule that you're not supposed to sit healthy players, but he's injured, and he is too injured to play back-to-back games in a row.
Okay, so then explain what happened with Doc Rivers and Ballmer.
After the game, Doc Rivers said, Kawhi's healthy, totally fine.
So why did he say that?
Because he's fine and could play.
So then why'd you say that? Why'd you lie about why he was hurt?
So the NBA fined the Clippers $50,000 for that.
Tell them how much Steve Ballmer's worth.
Okay, so Steve Ballmer is worth $2 billion.
No.
No?
$52.3 billion.
Oh, I apologize. I just saw the 2.
Yeah, it's because all you needed to see. I didn't have to add the 50 on that.
If
that's like
If I find
all his properties
so if Steve Ballmer was fined $50,000, that's the equivalent of finding us a penny.
So you think he's just got $50,000 just in his
couch? In his
Gosh.
couch, he's in the car. Like, all right, here's a couple hundred. Here's a mill. Like, he's guys got it everywhere. It's a prick. Anyway,
he's got a check
so
for
here's my
$53
problem.
million in his coat that he forgot he wrote.
He's like, I was supposed to give this to the dry cleaner.
Dang it!
Might as well just use this to pay my NBA fine. The NBA's like, I needed $50,000. He's like, for the rest of the season, Kawhi's not playing. Here's the thing.
Keep the change, you scamp.
8 games into the season. 8 games into the season. He's already sat 2 games.
Yep.
He sat a quarter of the games played.
Yep.
My problem is, okay, let's go with their story. Okay, he's hurt and he can't play back-to-backs. Why do you pick the back-to-back where you're playing the MVP of last year, you're the Finals MVP, it's a game everyone wants to see, it's in LA, you're telling me you couldn't play the primetime on television game against Giannis, but you can go play the Trailblazers the next night?
Yeah.
That sounds... Remember when people talk about LeBron didn't want it? Maybe Kawhi didn't want it.
So here's my thing. What's the difference between load management and rest? It's the same thing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know why it's... The reason it became an issue is because...
You mean people want to come see Kawhi versus Giannis?
Yes. Not Giannis. Giannis.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. But, yeah, you're wasting the fans' time and money.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to a game to watch the Clippers play.
Chris Broussard and Rob Parker, odd couple on Fox, they were going to go to the game. They found out Kawhi wasn't playing. They're like, yeah, go ahead and give the tickets to somebody else. We're not going. Like,
PG's still not playing, right?
Right. My problem isn't rest, because I understand that it's a long season. I think
it just started.
That's my thing. You are 8 games into the season.
You're not 68 games in.
He will not play any back-to-backs this year. Allegedly he says this isn't true. I heard reports that when he went and met with the Clippers, he said, my number is 65. I'm not going to play more than 65 games.
Why would you say that?
Because load management is how he won his championship. Load management. Rest is how he won his championship.
Whatever.
He sat 22 games last year.
Why?
Because he was coming off an injury, which is acceptable.
Because he's a bitch.
I'm not arguing with that. He can't be the best player in the world, right?
Nope.
You can't be the best player in the world if you don't play.
Tell him what your boy said.
Who?
Your boy.
Skip.
No. LeBron. What did LeBron say about
LeBron says he's going to play every game this year. If he's healthy. He said, if I'm healthy, I'm going to play every game.
My thing is...
I don't think he should, though.
The only resting that I understand, there's two different times you can do it. If you have players like Boogie or Dwight
coming off an injury,
those ones that just have chronic injury problems.
Sure.
Never play them back-to-backs.
Right.
I get that.
And we said that, we said that about Cousins this season.
Yeah.
Coming back, don't play him in back-to-backs. Let him. But that doesn't mean he does that for the rest of his career. It just means at least
this
for the
year.
season.
Yeah. Let him get healthy legs.
But my argument, my counter to that is LeBron is in his 17th season and he's played more minutes than anybody else ever.
But he's also a freak of an athlete.
I agree, but you want him to stay a freak. He doesn't need. I'm not saying skip all the back-to-backs. I'm saying. Before the All-Star break, he gets an extended All-Star break rest.
Michael Jordan played 82 games 9 times.
No, believe me, I heard it a lot this week because that's all Skip was on this week. I'm well aware. It's a different time.
Yeah. Easier than it ever has been.
I'm not arguing that. It's also way more...
No.
Yeah.
Don't say it.
The game is different.
Yeah, it's easier.
It's not as physical, but it is the pace... The amount of actual movement and running you do is up significantly.
If you're in the highest competition of basketball there is, and you're not in peak physical condition, whose fault is that?
Oh, no, it's yours. I'm saying, I think there's too many games. I think 82 is too many. I think 160.
It's been, how long has it been 82?
Forever.
Okay, then why is it just now a problem?
Because people are soft.
Exactly. It's like 162. People say, "Oh, the baseball season's so long."
When was the last time you watched a baseball game on an August 2nd?
Never. I don't have cable.
No, it's because you don't care about baseball on August 2nd. Nobody cares about baseball in the summer. They don't care about it until September and October.
Do you know why no one watches on August 2nd? Because football's right around the corner and you're tired of baseball. That's why.
August is too far into the summer anyway. I meant like June or July.
Your birthday's in August.
Man, nobody cares about my birthday. That's
I
not
do.
true. Hey, thanks, man.
Right here.
Hey, happy birthday to me. But what I'm saying is, load management at this point in the season.
It's too fucking early.
Halfway through the season, after your All-Star break, or okay, but the All-Star break they moved it back, right?
My second point is the only other time you should. Yeah, they did move it back. You're right. The only other time you should start resting your players is towards the end of the year
When you've got stuff locked.
You got when you're at game 65 and above. Then hey, Bron, we're playing.
Right. Okay.
We're playing.
Then we're in the same.
Give me a shit team.
Memphis.
Yeah. Don't even stay in your street clothes.
That's what I'm saying, right? So
that I get.
Okay, then we're on the same page. Then.
Yeah.
Game 8,
yeah.
and you've already missed 2. That's unacceptable to me. And did you know? Fun fact, bonus fun fact. LeBron James is averaging a career low in minutes this year, 35.5.
Hey, he doesn't have to play so much now.
Last season, Kawhi averaged a career high 34. So, LeBron's lowest minutes of his entire career is still more than Kawhi's ever played in his life.
You really don't like that they're saying Kawhi's better.
No, it's not that they're saying he's better.
I get it, though. I get it.
No, because LeBron's not the best player in the NBA. He's playing like it right now, but KD's not playing.
Currently right now? Yeah, he is.
Yeah, but KD's not playing. So, when KD's playing, KD's the best player.
When KD is... If you have a healthy KD in Brooklyn right now, yeah, he's the best player in the NBA. But you could play what-ifs all day.
You're right, and currently LeBron is playing like the best player in basketball.
That's
fine.
Except for Giannis, by the way. Those of you that don't know, Giannis is putting up crazy numbers right now.
Ridiculous. He's the fastest player with 1,000.
The other day, he was 4 for 7 from 3-point.
Yes.
If that man
keeps shooting like that,
shoots 3-pointers at 30% clip, look out.
It's a wrap.
Yep.
Kawhi. Fuck Kawhi. Giannis is a freak, but a
Greek freak.
All right. Anyway, the point being, Kawhi is no longer in the conversation because you don't get to sit.
That's a weak move.
2 games into an 8.
They're not even double-digit games played yet.
And he sat twice. And his team doesn't have the other superstar. So you need to be playing to make sure you win these games. You know they're 0-2 in the games he sat?
I don't like... So I understand your action of finding Doc Rivers and Ballmer, but there's no way Kawhi didn't have anything to do with it. So start finding players for sitting out. I bet they don't. Healthy player.
And okay, so
before game 65.
So let's just go. Let's just go into bullshit skip bad sets because that's all I want to talk about. So let's backtrack a little bit. Last week, LeBron played the Spurs, put up his 3rd straight triple double in a row. He was 20.
We said this in the beginning of the year. The last thing you want to do is motivate that man.
Yeah, for sure. And we got more to talk about with it because with LeBron, it's a LeBron heavy, going to be a LeBron heavy segment and Cowboy heavy segment because that's what Skip was on this week. But so LeBron, he said LeBron played terrible against the Spurs, even though he put up 25, 12, and 13 because he didn't play great in the 4th quarter.
But this is the same guy that thinks the 4th quarter is the only quarter that matters.
Yeah, so here you go. The next game...
Hold on, did they beat the Spurs?
Yeah.
Okay, then. Why are we talking? Who cares?
So, it's not the Mavs. I apologize. That's supposed to say the Bulls. Against the Bulls. Going into... Was it the Bulls they played overtime? No, it was the Mavs. It was the Mavs.
Yeah,
with Danny Green?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah. So against the Mavs, right?
When they had both of him and Doncic had that gross triple-double?
Yeah, but against the Mavs, there's 6 seconds left. The Lakers are down 3. LeBron, they inbound the ball to LeBron. He dribbles around the top of the key. He has wide open lane to the paint. Drives to the paint. Kicks it out to Danny because the guy guarding out on the wing crashed on LeBron because he's going to score. He kicks out to Danny Green, clutches, double pumps, hits a 3 to tie the game.
Tie the game.
So, Skip said that play doesn't work.
What do you mean?
He's like, that play doesn't work with 6 seconds left. If you're the best player in the world, you just shoot it.
Why? You make the dunk layup.
No, not the dunk layup. He's saying LeBron should have shot the 3.
Why?
Because
him driving to the rim
it
opened up a
It was
guy.
a designed play. So Danny Green's the inbounder. He inbounds the ball.
just steps in.
Dwight Leonard, hello. Dwight Howard on the backside sets a screen on Danny Green's guy, Seth Curry, screens him. It might be the Trailblazers. I can't remember what the game it is. I'll have to look it up. I apologize. But he sets a backside screen. Danny Green goes to the corner. LeBron's cutting, so Dwight Howard's guy goes to LeBron. LeBron passes the wide open guy in the corner. Danny Green hits a three with no time left on the clock. So you're saying, Skip, with 6 seconds left on the clock, you just want LeBron to pull up for a three?
Yep.
That doesn't make any sense.
He wants him to do what Damian Lillard did in the playoffs last, just dribble, shoot.
But
when does that ever work for LeBron James?
Never. Once, maybe.
It does, but that's not his game. You know what his game is?
Like,
getting other players in position to succeed.
The problem I have is he's making the case that LeBron was too scared to take the shot, to take the lead. No. He said he's screaming at the TV, "What are you doing, LeBron? Just shoot it! Oh, go ahead, dunk it, LeBron." And he says the play doesn't work with 6 seconds left. It was a designed play. It wasn't like a scramble. They went to the huddle, and he says it's a weak move because LeBron either failed on 2 counts. Either he signed off on him in the huddle saying, "I don't want to take the shot," or when he got the ball on the inbounds pass, he decided he wasn't going to take the shot. But either way, I'm not okay with that.
It was a design play.
Yeah, and it was a perfectly designed play because it fucking worked.
Let's be honest. In those final seconds, who would you rather take a 3-point shot?
Danny Green,
LeBron, exactly.
And it doesn't have to be LeBron, or it doesn't mean LeBron's not the best player on the team.
No, Danny Green's a better 3-point shooter.
Danny Green is the best corner 3-point shooter in this decade.
Really?
And LeBron is the best corner assist. He's assisted the most corner threes in this decade.
You don't have to say that. Just say he's the best passer we've seen since Magic Johnson.
And that combo doesn't work.
No, he's full of shit.
He's so full. It makes me so angry. But I'm trying to let that go because I know he's doing it on purpose.
You know what? Since now we're working on intro and outro music.
Yeah.
Really need to get us bullshit.
I'll talk to the guy. Well, maybe I want like some sort of wacky circus theme, right?
Yeah.
We'll talk to him. Jacob. Anyway, so he made a bunch of excuses for Tom Brady.
Of course he did.
Because Tom Brady, if you don't know, the Ravens beat the Patriots' ass on
he didn't
Sunday
look great.
Night Football. Who?
Tom Brady.
Oh, no, Tom Brady didn't look good at all. Tom Brady looked downright horrible. And he was
It's crazy. They're 0-1 against a good team.
So, I think it was before, I want to say it was before the half. I watched the game. It was a week ago, though, so I'm some of the details are fuzzy, but I think it was some late in the second quarter. The Patriots get the ball. They're down 17-0, maybe 17-7 at this point. So the Patriots are going down, driving. Okay?
Why'd you put air quotes around it?
Because he said Tom has completed 4 straight passes on the drive.
Okay.
They're all the way up to the 40.
All the way up.
He's completed 4 passes and gained 20 yards.
All the way up.
Let's see. He completed 4 passes in a row.
So what, 5 yards a catch?
Yeah.
Tom Brady
dinking and running. Sorry, I was confused. It was 30-20. The Patriots were driving. They completed 4 straight passes that totaled 15 yards. And
killing it.
There was he claimed Ben Watson dropped the pass, so it's 2nd and 10, and then there's another bad pass, and it's 3rd and 10, and Tom Brady just throws a mad ball because he's like, well, here, I can't do anything with this anyway, and he just threw the ball as far as he could, which was about 40 yards, and Earl Thomas picks it off, returns it for like 30 yards or something, but on the play in question, he said Tom Brady just threw it. He just chucked it because he was mad. And it was a deep route. I think it was supposed to be a post. Mohamed Sanu was running towards the middle of the field and just stopped and didn't make a contest for the ball, and it got picked off. But on the play, Tom Brady was blitzed and like just threw it because he was going to get sacked. And then they were going to have to punt anyway, so I guess he's like, fuck it, if I throw it, it's a punt. But he made it seem like Tom Brady just did it, he threw an interception just because.
And if that's what if in your mind, if that's what you're thinking, you also think he's a good quarterback?
Yeah.
At 40,000 years old, making plays that a high school quarterback would make?
Yeah. Oh, I'm upset, so I'm just going to throw the ball. Like, I've seen basketball players that they get they don't get a foul call in there, and they go down and they throw a stupid foul on this end. Like, but the game's within 10. If Tom Brady is that great, why would he throw an interception if he could maybe make it up on 4th down, or like, that's stupid. How is that your excuse?
Right.
And he's the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
Now, he could, in some people's opinion, he's the most accomplished. I'll give you that. Greatest, I don't agree with. So, Aaron Rodgers on Sunday had a very bad game against the Chargers.
Did he?
He was under pressure literally every time I saw him throw the ball. The Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram ate him alive, and he had a bad game. There was a couple throws he missed, a couple were dropped. It was just a rough game. It happens, right? And he was under pressure constantly. And Skip said Dak Prescott has never thought about being as bad as Aaron Rodgers was that day.
No, because he is that bad all the time. You're right.
How about Dak thinks about being as good as Aaron Rodgers can be? How about that,
Wishes.
Skip? You freak. So he also said Ezekiel Elliott is more fullback than halfback.
You're right. I'm at the point
You know,
now.
if he's so unhappy with Zeke, I'll take him.
I'm at the point now with him that we've done this like so long that I'm just like I would be the guy that. You know what? You're right, Skip. 100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
God. Oh, he also said Russell Wilson isn't an MVP candidate.
No, you're right. He literally has already won it.
But Dak Prescott should be in the conversation with 7 interceptions.
How many has Russ thrown?
1.
Okay. Although that might change this week.
Bro, he said he's okay with Kawhi being
I
compared
don't understand.
to Michael Jordan.
Tell the people his about face on Kawhi.
Oh, yeah, he loves Kawhi now. He says his name because of what Kawhi Leonard did in the playoffs. Because he showed up.
It wasn't because he hugged on Pop?
No, he was cool with him before that, I guess, but
No, he wasn't.
he was. He said it like the week before the Spurs played the Clippers.
Whatever.
But yeah, he's a big fan of Kawhi Leonard now.
You know why? It's because you want to get on the other side of that debate between him
listen,
and LeBron.
real quick. I just want to put this in here. It's not bullshit Skip Bayless says, but it is bullshit Stephen A says. Bullshit Stephen A says. Stephen
The man's
A,
not perfect.
No, he's not. But he said the Chargers defense was 21th.
Oh, gosh.
And I know that's not like a stupid thing, but he misspoke.
It was a brain fart.
And they're 21th, and nobody corrected him.
They all thought it was right. They're like, oh, that's fine, 21th. Go on.
21th in the pass, I think he said. Oh, boy. So, he gave, against the Bulls, when the bench scored a bunch of points, the bench went on a 14-0 run in the fourth quarter to bring the game. The Lakers were up 1 when LeBron got back in the game. So, Skip was criticizing LeBron because he got bench help and wasn't in the game when the bench played well.
So Jordan played all 48 minutes all the time.
Every game.
I didn't know that.
Did you know that Jordan always took the game winner and always hit all the big shots?
I remember, quote me, or correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I remember there was a play, right, in the finals.
Yeah.
He was
Game
dribbling.
6.
He was dribbling, right? Guy came up to double him.
Yeah.
He dumped it off to a guy that coaches now named Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr, right? He's pretty
He
good.
hits a jumper, wins the game.
Was it
much.
Steve, and you mean Jordan didn't take it? He didn't just rise up?
No, he didn't.
He passed
In a finals game.
to
To
an
a
open.
wide open white guy.
So what if that guy would have been fouled though?
I mean,
Anyway, fucking Skip. Anyway, so, but he was criticizing. He says he criticized LeBron for getting help because I thought he was king. I thought he could just do it all.
why? Because he's finally on the team whose bench can carry some
So
load.
the Lakers scored 48 points. The bench scored 48 points that game. The Clippers bench averages 55.
Okay.
But Kawhi doesn't get...
No, doesn't get any help.
No. Did you know... Okay, so here's the other thing about Kawhi Leonard, right? He was like, well, he's just the best player in the NBA. He's averaging double digits in the fourth quarter. He had back-to-back 18-point fourth quarters. So he just, when the game's time to go, he's just like, all right, come on, I'll will this team to victory. Kawhi Leonard plays the least amount of minutes in the first 3 quarters, so he can play... So he's the only fresh player in the fourth quarter. He's the only starter who hasn't played starters minutes in the fourth quarter. And so you're saying somebody with high talent is playing against tired players and happens to look good?
Right.
What? That's not cool. Oh, you're like picking on the second team, like, because
Right.
he doesn't play starters minutes. Lou Williams averages more minutes per game than him.
I didn't know
He's
that.
a bench player.
I didn't know that.
Come
But
on.
he's also your sixth man. So
Yeah, he's your sixth man.
No, he's the sixth
Did
man
you
right
know that in the game they won, it was against the Trailblazers, Lou Williams hit the go-ahead three-pointer with 53 seconds left.
no, he didn't.
Yes, he
Kawhi did. Because
But what I'm saying is, How could he's like, oh, it was just a stuffing 3-pointer. It didn't matter. It was the go-ahead 3-pointer, and he hit 2 in the last minute, and Kawhi didn't take any shots in the last minute. But LeBron gets criticized for not hitting the last second shot, but passing to a teammate.
It's literally classic Skip Bayless, though.
Here's the other thing, and I was watching him talk about this shit. Right, he's literally doesn't believe anything he's saying. He's saying it with a smile, and he's doing like, oh, come on. If you're LeBron, you just take that shot. Like, he's being
an asshole on purpose?
Right. He's playing it up. He doesn't believe that. And I bet if you gave him true serum, he would say LeBron's the best player in the NBA. I bet.
He's literally saying this to get his name out there. Because at this point, that's what he's known for.
Right. And he was mad at LeBron for... so, in the last game the Lakers played, it was their home game against... I can't remember who they were playing last. I apologize. There's a lot of games, but he was being heckled, and it was during the Chicago game.
LeBron was being heckled.
Yeah, some guy was talking shit to LeBron, and LeBron's like, "Dude, your girl's embarrassed to be with you. Come on, what are you doing?" And then they went to the locker room, and Skip's like, "Whoa, so LeBron's arguing with hecklers now? Really? That's what he's sunk down to?"
Here's the thing. So if I'm on set with Skipper talking shit, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like talking shit to him the whole time. He wouldn't address me at all. He would just keep going. He's full of shit.
I know. That's why we have a segment.
Here's my thing. Hecklers, they'll say the meanest shit.
You're correct.
And like 100% the meanest shit. And you're just gonna you forget that athletes are people too?
Yeah.
You're stupid. Because he's gonna say the one thing. What if he's out there? Put you in his shoes, LeBron's shoes.
Sure.
You got you blocking all this shit out.
Yeah, as best you
They
can.
say one thing about your daughter.
It's on.
Your daughter's gonna grow up to be a whore.
It's on in Crockett.
That's what I'm saying. So like he says, I hope your son dies.
Right.
And you're like, dude.
Yeah. Exactly. And
how many taunts could you deal with before you said something?
Russ. It happened to Russ last year. It's happened in a couple times. The Utah game where the fan got thrown out because he's saying N-words and stuff. Like, that's the stuff players deal with all the time. But LeBron is now petty for address, and he was classy about it. He didn't talk back. He didn't say,
he literally
fuck
just
you.
said you're... And I guarantee if he was...
I bet she was sitting there like this. Like, come on, dude. Like,
shut up.
So there's more to go. So
there's always more. Skip.
So LeBron's averaging 26, 8, and 11 this season. Lower in points, but that's fine. More in rebounds.
But if you're assisting, of course you're gonna have less points.
Yeah. That's not the problem. The problem is actually the rebounds. It would be if the season ended today. It'd be a career high in rebounds that he averaged for a season. It's 8 games in the season. Obviously, it's different. But he was like, so Russell Westbrook averages double-digit assists or rebounds. He's 6'3". Why can't 6'9" LeBron average double-digit rebounds?
Maybe because he's not stat hogging.
Dog, literally, there were plays where Steven Adams would bot players out and not go for the rebound so Russ could get them. Like, and now granted, it's good for their team.
Well, here's the thing. You want to bring that up. Bring that up about Russ, right?
Yeah.
Correlation. So, he's got career high? I think Russ has got a career high in rebounds going on right now?
No, because he's not at double digits.
But, you know who's got a career low in rebounds right now? Clint Capella.
I wonder how that works. So here's the other thing. Because LeBron had 3 straight triple-doubles in a row. And the first Laker to do it since Magic. And he's like, that's not impressive. Russ averaged a triple-double for 3 straight seasons. Why am I impressed that LeBron's doing it 3 games in a row? Ooh.
Probably because it's year 17.
So, the stat line that LeBron averaged last year, 27, 8, and 8.
Right.
The last player to do that was Russell Westbrook, and he was 28 years old. No player in NBA history has ever done it older than 28, except LeBron, who did it, who's on pace to do it this year and did it last year at 33 and 34. But he's washed, right? He's washed. He ain't got it no more. He's a top 3 rated defensive player. But so, like we were saying, Skip was all about LeBron had to pass to Danny Green, so it shows he's not clutch and he's not the GOAT. Blah blah blah. Tom Brady passes to Gronk. That's his safety blanket, right?
Shit, in the Super Bowl. He literally just threw it up and made Gronk do all the work. All of it. Every single fucking bit of it.
But
hey, make me look good out there, please.
And so I bet his argument would be, well, Tom Brady's a quarterback. Oh, LeBron James is a point guard.
LeBron James Okay, let's set the record straight on LeBron James. That dude is just too big to play point guard. That's the only reason why he doesn't play point guard.
Facts. So here's the thing, Doug.
Because he literally came in the league in 2003.
Yeah.
Where
when it wasn't.
Yeah, because I already know this is why I'm clarifying. So I already know what you're going to say. Well, Ben Simmons plays point guard. Yeah,
he does because LeBron opened up the game.
Exactly.
He invented point forward.
We are entering, not entering. We are in the era of positionless basketball.
Yes, correct.
And that's why players like Zion Williams can play.
Have a chance to play. Yeah, Williamson. Yeah, you said Williams, but it's fine.
I did.
I didn't want to correct you until next week.
I'm not going to lie to you. Every time.
Every time. So here's the thing. So remember I told you Kawhi had 18 points in the fourth quarter? Did you know for that game he was 6 of 23 and 0 for 5 from 3? I'm sorry, 9 for 20.
You got a bucket?
Yeah, he was over 5 from 3. He had 4 assists with 6 turnovers, but that's his performance for best player in the NBA.
Really?
He literally, against the Spurs, LeBron was 1 for 6 and 3, and he was like, well, LeBron's shooting 29% from 3. That's not very good. Kawhi Leonard just went over 5, and the segment previous you were praising him for how he dominated the fourth quarter. So he took 6 shots in the fourth quarter. That's it.
Kawhi's done this before.
What?
He did it a couple times last year, where he just doesn't show up in the fourth quarter.
But he did show up. He's had 18 points.
Yeah, but you can't just show up for one quarter. I hate this shit.
But you can.
No.
That's how you get to be the best.
Yeah, I guess if your name is Skippered.
Well, my name is not Skippered, but let me see. Oh.
Thank God for
that. So Skip's side job, Pro Football Focus.
You can't just put on a mustache.
Ranks
glasses.
the Patriots and the Cowboys as the number 1 and number 2 teams in the NFL.
There's no way it's not Skip.
Here's how he makes it up, right? The Broncos are 6th. If your list has the Broncos as the 6th best team in the NFL, it's a bum list.
So what are you going off of?
Best team.
Wouldn't the best team arguably be the team that still hasn't lost?
Yeah.
I'm not, and again,
no,
I'm
you're
a 49ers fan.
No, you're right. The 49ers are the best team in the NFL right now.
Right?
And the whole season they've looked better than the Patriots, except for the 9-6 game in the
sloshing rain.
In the sloshing.
For those of you who don't know,
it's an inside joke.
It's an inside joke.
Sloshing. I'll slosh you out of this podcast. Listen, so Pro Football Focus. What are you doing?
Skip. We know it's you, bro.
Take off the glasses.
Start putting your name on your shit. It's literally your 2 favorite teams.
Bro, so the question came up, and we've talked about this before in our own side conversations. Is Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer?
No.
That was quick. Because the reason
this
came
about
up
him
again,
is a Hall of Famer?
Well, listen. The reason this came up again is because Jerry Rice said that Julian Edelman has the best feet in the NFL, which is completely false.
Isn't he a former quarterback?
Yeah.
So he should have good footwork.
Yeah.
Okay.
But route running, he said he's unguardable because his route running is so good.
Is he? How many times is that dude? Pause it real quick. How many times has he recorded 1,000 yards wide receiving in 1 year? In
1 year, he's had over 1,000 yards receiving twice.
But are they a lot?
No, just barely 1,000 and
like a scratch?
1,000, 50, 1,000. I think he had 1,100 1 year.
So it doesn't count.
Really.
I'll give you 1,100.
Sure. Yeah, bro. He's unguardable.
You know who's unguardable? Jerry Rice. At 39 years old, playing for Oakland, he had 3 touchdowns in a half.
Yes, he did. Jerry Rice.
Has Julian Edelman ever had 3 touchdowns in a season? All right, that's aggressive.
But, no, Julian Edelman's also not a Hall of Famer because he's never made a Pro Bowl.
Right.
And he's never been voted as an All-Pro. They're not the same thing, by the way.
No, they're not. I know. But they might not.
Nah, it's just, either way, it's Julian Edelman.
Why is that?
I think Pro Bowl is voted on by fans and All-Pro is voted on by the media.
Okay. What? Same thing then?
No.
I hate this. So you shouldn't get a vote if you don't play. I feel like All-Pro should be coaches.
Maybe you made the Pro Bowl, you can vote for All-Pro teams or something?
Something like that?
I don't know.
You got to change it.
But the players vote for the top 100 list.
So it's like the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yes.
The writers, that's all that gets you in.
Yes.
That's stupid.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's fucking dumb. There's a reason why Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens aren't in.
aren't in. So, and Julian Edelman is second in playoff yardage and touchdowns to Jerry Rice. And that's why he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Why? Because he's been in the playoffs so many times?
Yeah.
You mean to tell me, if Calvin Johnson, for instance, let's just throw a name out there.
You mean the name that I say is the best receiver of all time?
Let's just throw a name out there.
Let's throw a name.
Just a random guy.
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson. Put him on a team like put him on the Patriots. Let's play devil's advocate.
Yeah, sure.
Put him on the Patriots with that quarterback.
Yeah.
Being in the playoffs every year.
Do I write that down? Oh, I didn't write it down.
But put him in the playoffs every year like that, making deep runs in the playoffs, AFC Championship or better every year.
You're saying he wouldn't have those yards?
He would be number one right now.
Here's the thing. I want to say it was Calvin Johnson was the name brought up. It might have been Randy Moss. It might have been it was a legendary receiver, right? Skip said if Tom Brady had to pick a receiver to go down and win a game with, he would pick Julian Edelman over Calvin Johnson. Or over AB or over.
You want to know why? You want to know why I call bullshit? Because you wouldn't have to go down the field with Calvin Johnson. He would do all the work. Hey, I'm gonna throw it to the 40. You go get it, and then you go down 40. Watch that man play. Realistically, I give you shit because I would like to see a side by side of years played, like in yard, like the comparison.
Yeah.
Take Jerry Rice down to how many years they played.
Yeah.
Put them side by side. I have a feeling.
But remember,
so how old
he
was
was
Calvin?
playing with Joe Montana
And Steve Young.
Only two of the top. Joe Montana's top 5, top 3. Steve Young's top 10,
top 15, top 20. I mean, depends on what you want.
And
he was
and Calvin Johnson was playing with Matthew Stafford, and he wasn't playing with Matthew Stafford all the time because early in Stafford's career he was hurt a lot. So when Calvin Johnson in year 3 and 4 is playing with
Drew Stanton,
yeah.
Still
putting up numbers.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it's not fair because Jerry Rice is not the same receiver. He's a slot receiver more. He played a lot of wing.
He's going to take his slant, and he's going to take it 65 yards.
And I make fun of him for not being the fast. And he wasn't the fastest receiver. He wasn't. But he never got caught, which is the only thing that really matters.
He was quick.
Right.
I don't think he was fast. Quick. He was quick.
Calvin Johnson can run a real-life 4.3 on game day.
I don't know what Jerry Rice's 40 time was.
I think it was like 4.5.
Not fast.
No. But it's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
But it's also not 4.3 at 6'5", 230. So remember we were talking about vertical leaps early in the NBA, and when they measure your vertical leap at the NBA Combine, it's a step and a jump. At the NFL Combine, right? It's just jump. Calvin Johnson had a 45-inch vertical.
So he's 6'5".
Yeah,
that's like 10 feet, 12 feet in the air.
Yeah,
gross. Because he figure hands.
It might have been Larry Fitzgerald or something. Like it was. Oh, Tom Brady would pick Julian Edelman over. You name the receiver. No! If Tom
You remember what Larry Fitzgerald did when he had Kurt Warner at quarterback?
Bro, are you kidding me?
That was Kurt Warner.
But Kurt Warner's not a scrub.
No, not a scrub, but you're saying arguably you're in your opinion, Skip, the best quarterback of all time.
Right.
With a wider look what he did though 1 year.
He had Randy Moss. You're telling me for real, Skip, that if he could go back and have it might have been Randy Moss. He said he would rather have Julian Edelman in his prime than Randy Moss.
Why? Because
he wouldn't.
Why? Because he won. He's won Super Bowls with one and not the other. Without a helmet catch and a blown coverage, the Pats go undefeated that year.
Yeah. Just with
so God himself hates the Patriots.
Right.
Reached his hand down and stuck the ball to old boy's helmet. And then made
I don't want to be that guy, but Notre Dame won again.
Who'd they play? Say it in the mic. Say it directly in the mic.
They played an ACC opponent.
It's fucking Duke.
And not the basketball team.
Zion's not straight. No. Duke.
Anyway, a couple more things here real quick. Oh, Doug Gottlieb. I got a bone to pick with you, Doug.
Here we go.
Doug Gottlieb said...
Hold on. First of all, let's just start out with his fucking name is Doug Gottlieb. So, go ahead.
Take with it what you will. He said, we've seen Lamar Jackson before. He's just Tim Tebow.
That's not who I compare him to. Tim Tebow could not move like Lamar Jackson.
Not only could he not move, he definitely can't throw like Lamar. And is Lamar perfect? No. Is he a better thrower than Tim Tebow? Yes.
So me and Mo were talking about Lamar because he wasn't. He's kind of had his issues with Lamar. Mo has, and he said because his biggest issue with Lamar is he can't really throw it down the field accurately.
Yeah, his deep ball has some work to be done.
And then he said after he watched that game with you last week, he said he doesn't have to. That's not that offense. So, you know who didn't really have to throw the ball that far? You know who was crazy running the ball? Michael Vick.
Kind of, yeah.
Lamar Jackson is the closest we'll ever get to Michael Vick.
Ask Michael Vick. Lamar's better, according to Michael Vick. And who would know better than Michael Vick? I'm just saying.
I think when it's all said and done, if Lamar can stay healthy and not dogfight.
Yeah. That'd be a big one.
Lamar will, at the end of his career, will have a better career than Michael Vick.
Yeah, 100%. Without a doubt.
Is Michael Vick a Hall of Famer?
No. I think no.
He might be the best quarterback not in there, though.
That would be a list I would like to see. We have to, maybe that's something we can look up for next week. But
matter of fact, I'll do it.
All right, fine. That game last week was he didn't have a bunch of passing yards.
How long has Michael Vick been retired? He's not even eligible yet.
No.
I'm telling you, he's going to make it.
You think?
Yeah.
I kind of hope so. But
I loved Michael Vick.
He's my favorite player.
It broke my heart with the dogfighting. And don't get me wrong, whatever his reasons were, it was fucked up. Should have never been involved in that at all. And a small part of me, I love animals. I do. I love them. And a small part of me will forever hate him for that. But I forgave him.
No, absolutely I did. And
forgive and don't forget.
The thing that bugs me, though, is that same year he went to jail, federal prison. Dante Stallworth got off on vehicular manslaughter he got 30 days probation.
Yep.
Perspective is a motherfucker. You can't. I do not condone anything he did, but it was still animals, compared to a human being. He killed someone's dad.
Yep.
And got 30 days probation. That's all I'm saying.
He ran too, right?
Yeah. And then he, admitted to it or whatever, and they let him off with a short thing or whatever. But he got a bad rap. But Tim Tebow, dog.
Yeah. I said that to you when Lamar got drafted. No, I said that to you when Lamar was in college. I said, this kid literally looks like Michael Vick.
Michael Vick said, I agree.
So, I don't remember where you were. I think we've talked about this on the podcast before.
Yeah, we did.
The Clemson versus Louisville game?
I was at the fucking rain at a festival.
Was at festival with your wife, which, admirable. You were a good man for that. You were a better man than I am.
I was there under protest.
So, I was literally texting him. I was like, I can't believe you're missing this game. This game is so great. Lamar single-handedly led them back in that game against Clemson.
He's a freak, man. And he made a couple. Bro, he made this pass to Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram runs a flat out of the backfield. And Lamar's dropping back to pass, and the lineman's rushing him. So he drops his arm and throws it like sidearm. It was beautiful. Puts it on the money. And can you guess? He turned and ran upfield and picked up like 20 yards.
He didn't throw it behind him?
No. And he completed the pass.
So
he made a couple big throws that he's improving. And he doesn't have to be the only
thing I really hope Baltimore does. Make sure your defense is stout.
Keep it that way, yeah.
And make sure you have at least one good running back. At least.
Yeah.
If not two.
Because you're going to run the ball so much, you might need two.
Yeah.
They've got a couple. They got a stable. They got a little stable back there.
If they keep doing that, I'm going to say it right now. If not this year, within the next 3 years, I think Baltimore wins a championship.
They could do it this year, and here's why.
That's what I'm saying. If not this year,
right.
the next 3 years.
Here's why I think they could. The only thing is that whatever team comes out of the NFC, Saints, maybe Packers, I think the quarterback level would be really hard to deal with coming out of the NFC, because the AFC, you got Tom Brady and you got Mahomes, but Mahomes is still young, although amazing, and Brady's old as hell.
And the Chiefs' defense is suspect as shit.
Correct. And so here's why. They've already beaten the Patriots, and they came within 8 of the Chiefs. They feel like they could win that game on a rematch. So,
if Lamar plays just a little bit better in that Kansas City game,
they win. And he had a couple prayers answered, and he did. But sometimes you have to have those to win the game. Like
Eli Manning, I literally just talked about it.
Sometimes you got to get lucky. So, They could. I don't think they will. But if they did,
I don't
I'll
know.
tell you what.
I don't know if they're better than Seattle.
Yeesh.
I don't
And
know
that's
if
the
they're
thing,
better than Green Bay.
Like those quarterbacks, man. Russell Wilson's no joke. Aaron Rodgers is
I
great.
honestly
Drew
think
Brees.
whoever comes out of the NFC probably wins the Super Bowl this year.
Not if it's the Chiefs.
I still think so.
But what
in a battle of quarterbacks, be honest with me.
Yeah.
Right now, who would you rather take? Mahomes or Russell Wilson? Like
So just shoot me in the chest, dog.
search in your heart, you know it to be true.
Oh yeah, it'll be Russell.
He's playing well this
Not
year,
only
like
is he
better
playing well,
than we've
but
ever seen him.
He is a baller, man.
Letting them get DK Metcalf was a huge mistake.
DK Metcalf is amazing.
I'm gonna call John Lynch in the morning if that's okay and just cuss him out. He's like, who is this? We are 8-0. Why are you yelling at me?
It reminds me of in Friends, Rachel gets pregnant and she has to tell her dad, and her dad gets mad at her because she's not getting married, and she's sitting. He's on the phone, like she's sitting the phone up, and she's reading a magazine, and you can hear him yelling and cussing about how dumb she is on the phone, right? And so one of the friends comes in, I think it's Phoebe, and they're like, "Hey, you want to go get something to eat?" She's like, "Yeah." Bye, Dad. And she sets the phone on the counter, right? Joey comes out of the room, and he's like sleepy because he just woke up, and he hears something, and he looks at the phone, he picks it up, and he goes, "I do too think about the consequences of my actions." Go to hell! And he hangs up and he goes, "Stupid guy on my phone." That's how I picture John Lynch. He's like, "Stupid guy on my phone."
No, stop yelling at me.
But yeah, DK to the Seahawks.
If DK literally, that's the one.
Remember
player,
how you had to trade to get Emmanuel Sanders?
Yeah, the one player to me that's going to haunt me. I feel like not only did we not take him,
Yeah,
but he went to somebody in our division, a quarterback who literally was one weapon away.
yeah, at all times.
Awesome. Thanks.
Good job. So
I was happy they let Jimmy Graham go.
So Rob Parker
Here we go.
said LeBron James is playing too hard too early.
What does that even mean?
It means that he's overexerting himself,
No,
and
he's
he
not.
doesn't want him to be tired and use that as an excuse in the playoffs.
You're not. You know what he's doing? Hey, he's proving a point.
Right, he's saying he's going out of his way to prove a point,
He
and
is.
that's going to cost him later
No,
because
it
he's
won't.
working too
no,
hard.
it won't, because
You're in year 17, LeBron.
You're going to work that hard the first 75% of the year. You're going to take the last 25% off. You're going to be fresh for the playoffs.
I have a question.
What did you just say? How long has he been in the league? The
17.
dude knows what the fuck he's doing. Shut the fuck up.
Whoa, I agree. But here's the other thing. So, well, God, your enthusiasm made me lose my train of thought.
Sorry. I just get frustrated with people that try to tell professional athletes.
That's it. So LeBron, the last time he played a game before the start of this season was April.
Exactly.
Don't you think he might need to play a little bit to
And
get himself into
this is
shape?
the first time he wasn't in the
Right?
finals.
So he's as fresh as he's ever been, and he's like, you know what?
He probably hasn't felt this well in a long time.
Right, and here's the other thing. LeBron, in his sleep, puts up 27, 7, and 7 because that's what his career average is, right? So
That's so gross.
So even if he rolls out of bed, he's like, all right, I'll get 27 today. Oh, I have to turn it up 5 whole percent so I can get 30. Like, he's not trying hard.
I just have to take 2 more shots.
Right, like he's not. There's no trying. Oh, he's playing defense and he's trying to prove a point to us, and it's going to cost him. Dog,
No,
you
know what he's doing? Isn't Anthony Davis in a contract year right now?
Yeah.
He's trying to give Anthony Davis more ammo to stay in fucking LA.
Dog, Anthony Davis is not going anywhere.
I know, but I'm saying.
Yeah, no, he's just proving a point, and that you're
Plus,
right.
him and it. There's a reason he wanted them to go get Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
He likes the kid.
Also, he doesn't want. He's not. He's. If you think about it, he's really not playing that hard because almost all the offense runs through AD. So and that's why he's able to play more defense because
He's not tired.
He's not carrying the whole ass team.
You know why he's able to play defense? Because it's not Cleveland, and he's not fucking exhausted from doing all the other work on the other end.
The only time it wasn't was when Kyrie was playing,
Yeah.
and even then Kyrie was moody as hell and sometimes wouldn't show up.
Speaking of which, what is going on with? Is he going to be the new AB? Just having mood swings and crying?
But I think AB is meant has I don't want to say he has CTE, but.
No, I don't think that's what it is.
It could be though.
No, I don't think so.
But if the people who have it are reported to be
manic.
moody.
Yeah. I get that. I don't think that's what it is.
I hope.
I think he's had problems his whole life.
Probably.
But I think that now,
but
you
Kyrie,
know what made it worse? Money.
100%. But Kyrie is more. Kevin Durant called him an artist, and that's what because artists are weird, bro.
Artists are moody.
They were on a road trip in Shanghai. They're taking a team photo. He has a baseball cap on. And they're like, hey, man, you want to take your cap off for the shot? He's like, no. They're like, but can you just, real quick, take your hat off and snap the picture, you put it back on? He's like, no, that's what Photoshop's for. Dog, I would smack the shit out of you. Like, if my kid was like, nah, Photoshop it out, we're fighting. Yep. What the fuck? You are a grown-ass man. That is the most childish response. Dog,
was your hair messed up?
Bro, I would have smacked it. Like, who are you talking to? I don't know why that makes me so angry, but like...
No, I get it.
Oh, we just Photoshop it.
I get it.
Are you going to Photoshop this black eye off your face?
Oh,
what's wrong with you?
Shit.
You little cocky little shit. Alright, last thing. So, Alabama ended up losing to LSU today, 46-41 in the best football game I've seen in a long time. It was unbelievable.
All I know is I woke up and my phone told me that LSU won.
The first half, Alabama was down 33-13.
And it was all Alabama's fault.
All of it. Their defense didn't show up.
I know you told me when I
Tua
got
made
here.
a couple mistakes. He was. I think honestly, if Tua had played both games before, I think 2 games before, I think LSU would have lost because Tua came in and he was rusty.
And
his timing was
a hell
off.
of a time to be rusty.
A hell of a time to be rusty and a hell of a game to come back to try to shake it off. So I'm not trying to make excuses, but I think Alabama saved their playoff hopes though by making it close. Because if they would have lost by 20, nah, you're done. But Tua made a couple mistakes here and there.
LSU's going to see Alabama get in the SEC title game.
No, they can't. They're in the same side of the conference.
So who are they playing?
Georgia, probably.
Gross. That makes you happy, doesn't it?
No.
Because they beat your little fighting Irish.
Anyway, so it was a great game.
They're going to be in a bowl game
going into the game,
regardless.
So going into the game, in the last, Skip gave us this stat, this legendary stat, because he was going to pick LSU, and he wanted the reason why Alabama was going to lose this game. He kind of turned out to be right, but the reason Alabama lost this game. In the last 10 years, Alabama has allowed 20 games of 30 or more points. Skip said that's just outrageously wrong. I thought St. Nick was just a defensive genius. Did you know that is the lowest stat? Like, that's the fewest amount of games allowed in the last 10 years of 30 or more points. And that's his go-to. Oh, St. Nick's defense just isn't what it used to be. Dog, that's the lowest by like 10 games.
See, not to mention that Burrow, that's like your Heisman candidate, your leading candidate.
After that game, yeah.
But he was before.
Yeah, he was number one. He's
been your front runner for a long time.
Jalen Hurts is...
Out the gates, Jalen, sure. But consistently, Burrow. I've heard him the whole time.
Oh, yeah, Joe Burrow's been balling. Don't get me wrong. I
still think it should be
played
Jalen
really
Hurts,
well.
though.
I think it should be Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts. So the game they lost to Northwestern, his defense gave up 48 points. He didn't turn the ball over not one time and had almost 500 yards of offense.
So what are they doing in Oklahoma?
Oh, they don't give a shit about defense.
No, I'm saying, like, why are the quarterbacks go there and just tear it up? This is the third
Riley and third different type of quarterback.
Yeah, bro.
So did you know Jalen Hurts is averaging, I believe...
And the worst is hands down Baker Mayfield.
Here's another fun fact. Bonus fun fact. Which team in the NFL has the fewest amount of turnovers?
Arizona?
Correct. With a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback, 4 turnovers all season. That's amazing.
That's good.
That's amazing. Good. Keep that shit up. You'll win games like that. Also, they've only lost to teams with winning records. Oh, they tied Detroit, which is apparently something special.
Can I be honest with you? San Francisco didn't look too great against Arizona, but that's the first time in 9 games that we've beat them.
Yeah, your quarterback did the thing in that game.
Finally.
Yeah.
Well, Richard Sherman came out and said we didn't play championship caliber football.
100%.
That's why. See, this is why I was excited when we got him.
Off an Achilles tear.
I was excited because he's going to stand up and tell you you're fucking up.
Absolutely. Dog, and Nick Bosa. If I'm so glad that Chris Carter's not there though no more.
Woo! 25%. We finally got one right.
Dog, your defense. DeForest Buckner's good. Where's
Solomon Thomas?
You keep bringing him up, but if he
Eric Armstead. Do you even remember he's in the fucking NFL? Because I don't.
Listen, that is the one you should go to because Eric Armstead. Oof. You also get both your tackles back this week. Joe Stanley and Mike McGlinchey, who played for
fucking Ivy Tech.
You wish. No, he played for the Fighting Irish. Anyway,
yeah, the one lineman that I didn't want. I wanted Quentin Nelson so bad. I was salivating. I was like, please take him. He's gone. Kill me. But But McClinchy's not bad. I'm not trying to say he's not.
No, he's good. He's real good.
So what do you think, since you're a Notre Dame fan,
Yeah.
what's your best product that you pump? Like you were talking about LSU, DBU.
Ooh, okay,
What's
so
Notre Dame's?
honestly,
Because it's not quarterbacks. Can we be honest? Let's
no,
be serious.
100%
It's not quarterbacks.
It used to be tight ends. There was a
Kyle
time.
Rudolph,
Kyle Rudolph, John Carson, Anthony Fasano, Tyler Eifert. That right there covers 3 to 12
Eifert
years.
went there, yeah.
There was another quarterback in between there. I think it was like 5 tight ends in a row. Nick, who was the legendary golfer? Jack Nicholson. His grandson played tight end for Notre Dame. He got drafted. He's not starting anywhere. He was more of a run blocking tight end, but it was like 6 or 7 tight ends in a row that Notre Dame had drafted. Tight end's a good one. Linemen, obviously, they recently
offensive linemen for sure.
That's about it. There's a couple safeties, but that's not a routine.
Yeah, Harrison Smith.
No, there's another one too. Jordan Love got drafted. He's starting somewhere, and there was one more, I think, for the Lions. But mostly, I would say linemen. It would go tight ends and linemen probably for me. We've got a couple running backs, but they're not staples. Wide receivers for a minute: Golden Tate, Michael Floyd. There was one
Speaking
more.
of wide receivers from Notre Dame, looking back at his baseball career, do you think Samardzija made the right choice?
Yes.
Think so?
Only because
longevity. You can play baseball for a minute.
Longevity.
But pitcher is the problem because as soon as they start thinking you're losing it,
he's made a lot of money. I thought he had a lot of potential.
Did it ever came? I don't remember. Why did he pick one over the other? Did he ever say?
I honestly think it was a longevity thing. He was like,
he was a freak of football, man.
Yeah, he made some play. Him and Raymond McKnight. That was a 06, 05, 06, and 06, 07 teams were pretty decent. They're fun to watch. Brady Quinn.
Who'd they lose to?
Jeff Samardzija.
That wasn't the Bush push, was it?
Yeah. Yes. I was so mad. They lost to USC.
Did you
and
cry
then,
on the inside? I know you don't cry on the
inside.
outside.
I don't cry on the outside. I was sad for sure. Reggie Bush, prick. That was a great game.
Bush.
05.
So
the national championship.
I know we're getting on a little tangent, but let's circle back to the Chase Young stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So me and Mo were having a conversation earlier this week about Chase. Yesterday we were talking about Chase Young and all that.
For sure.
And Reggie Bush came up. You know what? You remember why they took his Heisman Trophy?
He was ineligible.
You know why? What he did to become ineligible.
No,
He received money.
Yeah.
But it wasn't money. He received a house for his parents to live in.
Yeah.
That makes him a piece of shit?
No, but he broke the rules, though, dog.
It's a stupid rule.
Yeah, but he accepted, but I agree.
So he should take his Heisman Trophy away?
Yes.
No. How did that impact him on the field at all? Him accepting a house for his parents made him a better football player?
No.
So you're taking his accolades away from on the football field because he accepted money. But
he was ineligible. You accept the house, you become ineligible.
He's still one of the greatest college running backs of all time.
Fine, but your eyes tell you that. But I'm sorry, you're ineligible. That you can't.
It's a stupid rule. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, so if he got caught drinking and played a game after they said he was ineligible, and then they took his Heisman away, is that the same thing?
No.
Okay, why? Did he break the rules? He broke the rules.
It's a stupid rule. You ever jaywalked a day in your life?
No.
You're full of shit.
I only jaywalked.
You know why you jaywalked?
Why?
Because it's a stupid rule. Anyway.
Have you ever sped?
All the time.
Did you break the rules?
Yeah.
So if you get a ticket?
Man, this is a stupid cop. Listen.
I understand. Oh, he was still good, and it didn't affect his on-field play. But if he accepted a gift, money, whatever,
I know what you're saying. I just think it's a dumb
different
thing.
from the Chase Young thing because Chase Young not only paid
it
money back.
It just reminded me because we were talking about him. We were talking about Terrell Pryor. That was a dumb shit too. Literally traded tattoos for stupid.
Too. But
you know why he had to do that? Because he wasn't getting any fucking money from the school he was making a lot of money for.
He got a full ride.
Yeah, and then got kicked the fuck out.
He didn't get kicked out of Ohio State.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
They made him ineligible.
That doesn't mean you got kicked out. You still go to school.
Bullshit. What's the point? He knew he was going to the NFL. Look how good he's doing now. Don't even know where he's playing. Anyway, and not quarterback. What's up with Ohio State quarterbacks not being able to play quarterback at the next level?
Braxton Miller had reconstructive shoulder surgery.
Terrell Pryor?
Bad quarterback? I remember he had 4 touchdown passes throwing the ball.
Wait,
that was one of the announcers said that. He was like, Terrell Pryor had a hell of a game. He had 4 touchdown passes throwing the ball. And I was like,
yep.
You didn't catch,
that's how you get passing touchdowns.
You didn't catch what you said there, fella?
That's a John Maddenism if I've ever heard of it.
Terrell Pryor, I think if Terrell Pryor came out now, he would still play quarterback. I think if Braxton Miller came out now, he would still... Braxton Miller was small, though.
Yeah, and like you said, you can't have reconstructive surgery.
Yeah,
his shoulder exploded.
Twice.
He can't throw the ball
he
anymore.
had shoulder surgery. That is hard to say. Twice. And his shoulder just wasn't gonna. He wasn't gonna be able to continue to play quarterback. But playing receiver is that spin move. You remember that?
Yeah.
Against Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
I threw up. Anyway,
right in the.
I think that's all we have for today. Don't forget to...
Hold on, one more thing. Not sports related, so here we go.
Okay.
Did you hear that the rumor about Colin Farrell playing the Penguin in the new...
Colin Farrell?
Yeah, Colin Farrell.
Who's that?
You don't know who Colin Farrell is?
No.
How do you describe somebody if you don't know who he is?
I don't know.
He's an actor, and
Okay.
it doesn't make any sense for him to play the Penguin in the new Batman movie.
So, listen, all right, fine, whatever, fuck that.
Here we go. All right.
So, the original goal, the original happenings in Rise of the Skywalker. Princess Leia was going to wield a lightsaber and fight.
She was supposed to be the last Jedi.
She was the Rise of the Skywalker.
How do you feel about that?
I don't
Watch
know.
it.
I don't.
Because she's dead.
Be
Be respectful.
I will 100% be respectful. I don't know how I feel about
She's
it.
a Disney princess now.
Facts.
The best.
No.
Who's the best?
I'll get back to you on that. Let me think about it.
I just named her.
Yeah, it's not.
Princess Leia.
But only because she's real.
Exactly. In your heart.
No, I mean she's an actual person as opposed to animation.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard a lot of things. I have avoided the second trailer.
I have not seen it either. That is big for me because I love trailers.
Here's the thing. For you moviegoers out there, I have an interesting way to go about watching trailers. If you can avoid them, sometimes you can't. So you just say, I gotta watch it. The first time I watched what was it? What trailer was it? Episode 8. First time I watched the trailer for it was in the movie theater to see another movie.
Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok.
I hate that movie.
I know you do. You don't. You talk about how I don't like things.
No, I don't like stupid things. I guess. Yeah.
See, now you get it. I just
Thor Ragnarok is a horrible
bar
movie.
Is
terrible.
A lot higher when it comes to movies. So it's fine.
You like Thor Ragnarok? That was a good film to you.
Did you know that Ruffalo and Hemsworth were worried that Ragnarok was going to ruin everything that they've already built?
Yeah, because it was a trash movie.
I mean,
only good part of that movie was Jeff Goldblum, and that's because they just said, "Hey, Jeff."
Speaking of which, he just set his whole career on fire.
What do you do?
Defended Woody Allen. You know who Woody Allen is?
Yeah.
So, hold on. Who do you think I'm talking about?
The guy from Zombieland.
No, that's Woody Harrelson.
Damn it!
That's a totally different Woody. Woody Allen was a comedian back in the day. Did you just see the movie Ants?
Yes.
He was the voice of the main ant.
I've heard of Woody.
Woody Allen. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I don't remember who he was married to. He was married to a famous actress, whatever, back in the day. They adopted a daughter.
Sure.
He ended up leaving his wife for the girl eventually. And a lot of people think that they were having sex when she was underage. And so that's why he's not in America. He's alive. He's not here. He doesn't live. It's like Roman Polanski. And you know who Roman Polanski is.
No.
Come on, why am I schooling you? Roman Polanski is a giant piece of shit.
Okay, concentrate on the Woody.
Okay, so Jeff Goldblum came out and said about all this, he said, innocent till proven guilty.
When did he? When?
Like a couple days ago.
I mean, if he.
I mean, I get what he's saying.
Well, here's the thing.
But when it comes to that,
let's hold on. Jeff, first of all,
Jeffrey,
I understand what you're saying. Innocent until proven guilty is the way our court system should work. It doesn't. But
look at the circumstances of that whole situation.
Oh, sure, circumstances, fine, whatever. Let's go.
You married your adopted daughter.
That's the problem. Fuck if they were having sex or not. You married your adopted daughter. By law, she is your child.
Yeah.
Enough said. I don't give a fuck if it was consensual. I don't care if she was 18. No.
You really don't know who Roman Polanski is?
Dog, I don't watch the news.
Yeah, neither one of us were alive when this shit happened.
Who is Roman Polanski?
He's a director back in the day.
Okay.
He got accused of diddling kids. Raping a 13-year-old girl.
That is disgusting.
That's also why he doesn't live in the United States. Because if he ever comes here, going to jail.
He went to a country that doesn't extradite.
The
Clemson, by the way, let's go back to sports real quick, so I don't want to talk about this anymore. Clemson won
Why not?
55-0 against North Carolina State.
See when you State makes it so much.
You're like, oh,
you're like, okay.
But that's their 5th straight win of 30 more points per game. Remember when we were saying they weren't looking so good?
How's the quarterback looking though?
Yeah, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and another one running.
Maybe he's just a little rusty coming out the gate.
Maybe he was playing Georgia Tech and was like, I'll mail this one in.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, they're gonna make the playoff. They're gonna go win again.
You think so?
Yep.
Dabo.
I don't know, man. LSU and Ohio State look really good.
It might be Ohio State's time to
come back and win.
I don't know if the Chase Young doesn't play. That's a huge hole you just create on that defense.
Huge hole. It's 73-14.
He averages a sack and a half a game.
So
2 tackles for loss.
So
it's a lot of havoc you're missing on your defense.
It's true.
Who'd they play?
Maryland, who also put up two 70-point games themselves this year.
Okay, but against Ohio State?
No.
Thank you.
Penn State lost.
Saw that. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
They do. There's like a list of like 6 teams every year that everyone touts them as so great, and they shoot themselves in the foot every time. Georgia's always won. Wisconsin.
Say it.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But they'll shoot themselves in the foot because the only people that say Notre Dame fans are good are Notre Dame fans.
So look. My aunt texted me this weekend. She said my son had a nightmare. He said that there was an octopus going after the house. And she said, well, don't worry. He can't get in. I locked the doors. And he was like, but are you sure? She's like, look, I got a key. He doesn't have a key. Octopus can't get in, right? And I was like,
good theory,
right? And she was like, my mom. When I was a baby, I had a stuffed Simba who would keep the scary dreams away when I slept.
Dope.
And so my mom was like, well, maybe he needs one of those. And my aunt's like, well, he's got a leprechaun. And my mom was like, leprechauns really good at fighting octopuses. And I said, yeah, but they can't beat Wolverines.
It's true.
And then they were mad at me because it was too soon. But I thought that was pretty hilarious.
Too soon. I mean, everyone
Speaking
with
of,
eyes saw
by
that.
the way, if I win this week in fantasy, I'll be 4-8.
You're not having a great year.
No, but
I came rip roaring back, and then your mom beat me in the last second.
I'm playing her this week. We're projecting.
I think she's gonna win, man. She's got a good team.
I just need to make the playoffs. So I got Lamar going against the Bengals. I got Mike Evans against Arizona's defense.
You want to do this?
We don't have time to do this, but I'm just saying.
I didn't start Melvin Ingram or Melvin Gordon.
Bummer. How many points did you get? 20?
19.
Yeah.
But I got Zeke against Minnesota and Dalvin Cook against Dallas.
I got David Montgomery against Detroit. Hope he can get a touchdown. Anyway, hey.
That's your running back?
David Montgomery, yeah. Dog, my running back was Tariq Cohen before.
Oh, that's
and
worse.
He averaged 2 points per game. And I got Josh Jacobs, though, so I'm good. Anyway, enjoy your outro music this week.
Follow us on Twitter,
Facebook. I guess Instagram if you want.
That's still working.
I still say it.
It's all my fault.
Shout out to Jacob Wilkins, the guy who made the music. We appreciate you. Look him up if you need music for anything. Price is pretty good, reasonably priced music.
I mean, they say it in the
title on his cover page. It says reasonably priced. So, anyway,
thank you, sir.
Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Later.